No, we won't. In another 4 years, I guess. Well, thank you so very much, Professor Shoyinka. Well, he was generous enough to give us, well, electricity in his house. We were speaking with him live there. A bit of challenge getting to hear us with the listening device we provided. And, you know, the networks, you must have noticed that sometimes, well, it took time for us to get across to him. We do hope that as we move on as a people and as a nation, all of that will be, well, taken care of adequately. And he did say, well, one of the immediate things that he would love to see is how well we can tackle power and as well, you know, rejig an entire system. Well, the moment for us to look at a couple of things you have sent in, well, will be coming soon, but we'll still have Umar Odi with us here and Captain Umar Aliu. Well, thanks for the patience. You would love to maybe also comment on his own view concerning the electoral process. He says, well, he's not been able to, you know, score us. When Mark brought that particular question, we were below 40. It's a D for us in that regard.
For Electoral, that was generous.
That was generous?
Yes. I have had the privilege of passing through him 28 years ago. Shortly after he became a Nobel laureate, he came to the Jos University Literary Students Association with people like Jap Adu and late Soniuti. So if he scores you 40, he was generous because I know what I'm talking about. He can be very miserly with marks. So,
well, anyway, I think let me be generous with time now. Okay. I'll run a quick break. I'll come back and we'll look at a couple of other issues here on Nigeria Trend 15. Stay with us.
Described as a volatile state or possibly volatile state. How would that work out? Would that entire number of voters come out to vote?
Yes, they will. I want to tell you something about the flashpoint and the no-go areas or the situation, or let me explain it first. A flashpoint is not a no-go area, okay? A flashpoint is actually what security agencies will call an area that is given to what you call a volatility of what moods. It's not a no-go area. There are people going there, there are people coming from there. But going into politics, they are a bit very extreme, or they are a bit extreme in expressing their political agitations or desire. But that does not mean if you go there, you won't come back. If you predesignate a place a no-go area, what it simply means is that you go there at your own risk.
Okay.
But a flashpoint is not a no-go area. Let me give you a very, very good or a mild example of flashpoint within peaceful communities. There is this place in Kaduna State called Rigasa. It's a flashpoint every Friday between the hours of 1 and 3:30, because then certain extremist groups that go for the Jumat service and close use that opportunity to mudsling and enter into fisticuffs with other Muslim sects. So that period, if you know the Western Bypass very well in Kaduna,
use that part.
Exactly. That is a flashpoint. So you don't want to be caught there doing anything that could conflagrate the situation. If you were a fashion aficionado, that's not the time you wear your miniskirt and go past that place, because you will actually be appending light to an inflammable situation. So when we talk about these flashpoints in these states, we are looking them as states that have not been known to behave themselves properly during elections. And it's not a good impression for any state. If you saw the footages we watched, most of the people doing the shouting, the raving, and the ranting are gullible, exuberant youths. And the funny thing is, they are the ones that seem to be agitating for the right thing to be done. And at the end of the day, they are the victims. And when they turn victims, those contenders they thought they were fighting for will come and settle their differences That's what we do. We don't understand our differences. We settle our differences. And after settling their differences, 4 years later, you're going to get another group of very gullible youths to come and die again.
Well, I know that we're already looking at the states now, and I'm sure you have your thoughts on it, but we already showed some states and what was happening there. In some areas, it was apathy. You also listened to Professor Soyinka. What has been on your mind so far in the last couple of minutes? I want to get that first before we proceed.
Okay, what is on my mind is that people actually came out, suffered to vote in the presidential election. Some people, like some places, like in the states of Abia, we saw them protesting to INEC, especially those who voted under PPA and ABGA, that their votes did not count. And nothing was done about it. Then, and people will not be eager to come out to vote again or to queue again, to suffer again, because they voted, they also waited to see what happened, and when the result came out, and when the result was delayed for this, they were shouting. I said, we hope that what we voted for will come out. We hope that this waiting was not a plan to rig our elections. And when it came out, they said this is not what we voted for, and nothing was done about it. You know, like Prof was saying, it is a deal. Me, I feel that we've not actually started in democracy match. What we have is civilian rule. We gather every 4 years. We do advertisement, we dance, we said we beat ourselves, we die, we go to sleep, and after 4 years again.
This is plus the introduction of card reader.
Yeah, but card reader is just mainly for elections. Democracy is a way of life. It's a style. We learn it. And in a process of learning democracy, we debrief ourselves of other forms of, when you don't have political party structure, you don't have democracy. So when we come here to say no party has manifesto, it means that there is no party, because for you to be a political party, you have to have manifesto, and anybody that won elections on that, you have to follow your manifesto and implement them. So if we've not, 16 years on, we've not started the rematch, what we have is civilian rule. We will come out another 4 years, or we always come here to say these people didn't do what they promised, because we know we have no democracy, and the people are not taken into account or consideration. The people are just there to vote, to come to agitate. We want to see, because we saw somebody who said, I wanted to see result sheet. Somebody will mobilize us again to come and say, we want to see. It's not even from us. Most of us are confused. We don't even know what is happening. We just want to dance, and the people beating the drums for us, no, they can always confuse us and deceive us and give us peanuts, change.
Yeah, but here we are, because I do recall that when you came into the studio, the first thing we asked was, I mean, you showed us your finger, you had gotten accredited, and hopefully you'll go back to vote before the voting period is over. But can we then take, I mean, can we just say that what we saw in Abia State, which hopefully would not repeat itself today, is just one isolated example of areas where we need to perfect? Because hopefully in your own area where you voted today, you'll be able to vote after the accreditation, you'll be able to vote, and everything will go transparently. Isn't that one step forward? Can we really say that the Abia example is what has been happening throughout the country, or is an example of what obtains in Nigeria?
Okay, you know, the part of the reason there is people agitating in Kogi State now was because there is no trust. It's not only in Abia. You know, the only way the citizenry can respond to a lack of taking their interests into consideration is to sit at home. Because we voted and we didn't trust that this is the result of what we voted for. So why should I come out to vote? But in Lagos, you see, many people said, like, I didn't vote last time I was analyzing the election somewhere. But somebody came and said, when the result was announced, he ran to me in my street and said, Madam, that was what happened in my polling unit in Lagos. So today, when I was coming home after going to get accredited, he said, Madam, I'm going to get accredited. Even me, if I have gone to vote last time, and I didn't see the result reflect what I saw happen there, I wouldn't even be encouraged to go out again. And the weather is not friendly, whether it's sun or raining, it's not friendly. And you are doing something that you are very sure that somebody is not appreciative of what you've done. like Prof said, he said, if some people did things that are not right, then you should, in order to respond to it, arrest them or start investigating it and let people know that you are investigating it.
Okay. There's still in Abia State, for instance, now this, in a place like Ohunhu Umahia North, there are reports of fake result sheets and elections are about to be suspended at Ohunhu in Abia Umahia North. And someone says, please pay attention to Abia politics. That's from OT619. If we're having this kind of situation from the presidential till now, you're implying that nobody listened to the electorate. And that's why it looks as if there's a repeat of this in some parts of Abia State.
Nobody listened to them. I don't know why INEC did that. People complained in so many places. And probably INEC wants to get over this second election. I'm not holding brief for them. I'm actually thinking before trying to bring out a response. But in trying to do that within 2 weeks, people are, in their mind, will be saying, it's not worth it. Well, they will still think that their vote will not count. But it needed, like Captain said, it needed information, dissemination. Said, okay, we've not done this, but we are going to do it. We are going to look into it. So it will encourage people, okay, they are going to look into this our situation. It will encourage them to come out. And if they had done that, they think what is happening in Kogi and probably in some parts of Abia will not have, many people would have come out to say, okay, it happened last time, but INEC said they are going to do something about it. They are even preparing, you know how Emir can go on. They are even preparing to set up a committee. They are going to do something. They are going to address what happened to us and our fears. So today, today is better. Card leader, last time it was card readers everywhere. But today, what we are hearing, card readers are working. Card readers are working. So if they have given hope that they are going